Okay, this is the P4 paper from October 2022. It's question number 11, and this is a differentiation question, and in particular, it's implicit differentiation that we're going to be looking at. Looks like quite a strange question to start off with, but I'm only going to focus on part A because it says, given that this is the sketch, can we show dy by dx? So I'll worry about what P and Q are later, but dy by dx I can find. All I need to do is to be able to differentiate each of these three terms. That one's going to be very straightforward. Differentiating anything with y, you differentiate it, but remember to times it by dy by dx at the end. And then the x plus y cubed, well, that's the first thing we're going to look at, isn't it? So let's make a start to it. I've got x plus y cubed plus 10y squared is equal to 108x. So if I'm differentiating x plus y cubed, I'm sort of going to use a chain rule, but I'm not going to write a lot down about this. Think about it as being u cubed, and the differential of u cubed would be 3u squared. If u is a function, as it is here, excuse me, it's 3u squared times by the differential of what's in here. So we're going to do all that. We're just not going to write all that stuff down because we're at question 11 of a P4 paper. We should be able to do this relatively straightforward and quickly. So differentiating x plus y cubed, differential of something cubed is 3 lots of the something squared, multiplied by the power, take one off the power, multiplied by the differential of what's in the bracket, and the differential of x plus y, well, differential of x is 1, and the differential of y is dy by dx. So we get that. Plus differentiating 10y squared. So yeah, as said before, multiply by the power, take one off the power. But then anytime if you've got a function of y, we have to remember to multiply by dy by dx. And then on the other side, the differential of 108x is just 108. So now all I've got to do is to rearrange and get dy by dx equals from this. Take your time. So that's 3x plus y squared, that's multiplied by 1, plus 3x plus y squared dy by dx, plus 20y dy by dx is equal to 108. I'm going to keep the dy by dx on one side, take everything else over to the other. So 3x plus y squared dy by dx plus 20y dy by dx equals 108 minus 3x plus y squared. Factorise and take dy by dx out as a factor, which is going to leave me 3x plus y squared plus 20y is all equal to 108 minus 3x plus y squared. And so dy by dx is going to be equal to 108 minus 3x plus y squared, all divided by 3x plus y squared plus 20y. And then at that stage, just compare that with what we were trying to do. And yeah, I don't need to do anything. That's pretty much exactly what we've got there. Right, okay, so no problem with that. Good, that's part A done. Let's go back and look at this part B, which looks scary, but isn't. So it says, curve is used to model the shape of a track, whatever. P and Q represent the points that are the furthest north and the furthest south from the origin. So if they're the furthest north and the furthest south, and to be fair, they've given us an indication on the diagram here. We can see that P is the maximum, Q is the minimum. We can see that the gradient, that dotted line, the gradient is equal to 0 for both of those, and that's all we need to be worried about. Okay, P and Q will be where the gradient is equal to 0. So for part B, if I want to work those out, just say that to the examiner. P and Q are where dy by dx is equal to 0. So in other words, 108 minus 3x plus y all squared over 3x plus y all squared plus 20y what I'm going to say is that that is equal to 0. Now, anybody who's done any work on the implicit differentiation, we get this sort of thing quite often where it looks as though this is really complicated, and actually it isn't, because I'm only interested in the numerator here, okay? The numerator is going to be equal to 0, the denominator can't. So simplifying this then, it's just going to give me 108 minus 3 x plus y squared is equal to 0. And so I can just tidy this up a little bit. We can get 108 equals 3 x plus y squared. And then from that we can also get that x plus y squared is equal to 108 divided by 3, and 108 divided by 3 is going to give me 36. So we've given ourselves one piece of information there. The other information we can say from that then is that x plus y is equal to 6. Obviously, if we tidy that up, we get x plus y is equal to 6. X plus y can't be minus 6 because, does it say it in the question? Yeah, they're x and y are measurements, so they can't be negative. Okay, so it must be x plus y equals 6, not x plus y equals minus 6. Can't have any negatives in there. So now, if I've got that information and I'm trying to work out what x or y is, I can just substitute that back into the original equation. If you remember, the original equation was x plus y cubed plus 10y squared is equal to 108x. All I need to do, now what am I actually looking for? I'm trying to find how far the point is south of O. So if I'm trying to find how far the point is south of O, I'm trying to find y. Okay, alternatively I would be finding that one there, but I'm trying to find y. So if I'm trying to find y, what we need to look at is getting rid of x from my equation here. So I know that x plus y is equal to 6. So I have 6 cubed plus 10y squared is equal to 108x, but that's 108 6 minus y. Let's just solve that, because that's not going to be too difficult to solve. We get 216 plus 10y squared is equal to 6 lots of, well, let's just leave that like that for the time being, 108 6 minus y. Then take everything over and turn it into a quadratic. We get 10y squared, we get plus 108y, and when we tidy all the digits up, we get minus 432 equals 0. I now need to solve that. Now, you can solve it by factorising, you can solve it by sticking it into the formula, and when we do stick it into the formula, we'll get a positive and negative answer, and we are only interested in y being minus 13,900, because we know that this answer is the negative value there. But they said, can we have the actual length of it? So the length of it is going to be 13,900. What does it say? And it did, I've corrected that to the nearest 100 meters as well. So sticking that into the formula, getting you two answers, and then we want that one because